The greatest strength which Hong Kong has is international access. You are an established international player, and the international system and other countries are very comfortable doing business in Hong Kong. You have a good regulatory and legal system. And many of the intangible indicators are very good. Expats love being in Hong Kong. In fact, the American Consul General who's sitting at my table, if you don't mind me mentioning it, sort of said that in certain parts of the world, the US State Department has a time limit on the amount of time that US diplomats can spend in a particular region. So sometimes you have a very short time when you have a hardship posting. In Hong Kong, it's the other way around. They limit the amount of time you can spend here because it's such a fabulous place to be. And I'm sure it's the same for the British Foreign Office as well. Expats like living in Hong Kong. Yet many of Hong Kong's previous strengths, and I'm speaking as an outsider now, so you might want to correct me during the Q&A session. Many of Hong Kong's previous strengths now need careful nurturing. The use of English is one obvious point. For better or for worse, and certainly for better in my case, because it's my main language, but for better or for worse, English is and will remain into the foreseeable future the international language of finance and the international language of business. So the use of English is important for Hong Kong. There's also, and I'm going to be very diplomatic here, the need to ensure that the legal system in Hong Kong, the excellent legal system you have here, remains, and most importantly, is seen, is perceived to remain fair and free of external interference. And the range of markets in Hong Kong. At the moment, Hong Kong is very much, I think, in the financial markets, an equity-focused kind of place. But if you're an investor or an investment manager, you don't want just one or two asset classes. You want to switch into a whole range of asset classes, whether it's commodities, whether it's fixed income, whether it's real estate, whether it's cash or equities. So maybe Hong Kong needs to broaden out its financial markets, because the liquidity in some of the other markets remains pretty low at the moment, particularly the bond market. And many times I've been to Hong Kong in the past, and there's always been this discussion about creating or benchmarking a bond market.